Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. Okay? You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out, why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? I'm channeling an energy of a masculine here. This is a masculine who you no longer want to be involved with, right? Or you don't want anything to do with them. You've completely isolated yourself from this person. There is no association whatsoever. Whatever you had with them has completely fallen apart and has been left in the past. That's what I'm channeling. Yeah, it's like a fallen lover. We have the Ace of Cups. With that fallen lover energy, I am channeling, the ideology of when Satan became Satan. He was not like that in the beginning. He was in his angel form. He had his halo until he lost it, right? So you're experiencing a fallen lover energy of a masculine. So this is a masculine who walks a dark path of life, or rather a path that is not one to be proud of, right? Ace of Cups reversed energy. So this man is in your energy here. He's in your reality. He has eyes on your reality. With this King of Cups to the Moon reverse, you're dealing with the masculine who his sense of who he is, his perception of himself is a derivative of many things that have now begun to catch up to him. Meaning that for a long time, this man thought he was a certain way or a certain person. And now that has caught up to him because his reality is not in alignment with that. The perception of himself he thought he was or he is. This is a man that did you wrong on purpose. because this is a fallen lover energy, they aren't meant to be in your reality right now. This is somebody whom is meant to stay where you left them. They're meant to leave you alone. They're meant to walk their separate path of life. They're meant to be themselves and let you be yourself separately. But this masculine is going against that and has been for a while, a long time, with the Two of Pentacles reversed. Like, he's been battling with the idea of releasing your energy from his life and keeping you in his life, right? He doesn't know how to go about it. He's indecisive about it, very much in his head, in his emotions about it. We have Pisces energy, we have Cancer energy, we have Scorpio energy, and we have Taurus energy here. So I'm seeing that this man has lived a certain life, and because of the life he has lived, it shaped him in a particular way, which the human experience is like that. Your individual daily basis reality shapes you, right? The life you live, it shapes you in a particular way. So this man, the way in which he has been shaped by his own life because of the type of life he's been living and the path itself, he is not a good person, because his identity, more like the journey he's walked, has shaped him into a bad person. This man has been a bad person for a long time, and those actions have begun to catch up to him with the title card. It's like he has karmic debt, right? He has some form of karma. So I'm being led back to your energy in this man's life. He perceives you as a form of karma to his injustices. He perceives you, therefore, as the Eve, to his Adam. But the difference is, he fed you the apple, right? Like, he perceives himself as the Satan in your life, or the agent that was sent by him. He knows why you don't want him in his life, simply put. He understands that well. But because he understands it, it doesn't mean he accepts it. This is a man that, yes, he knows, okay, you don't want to be with him, but it doesn't change the mere fact that he wants to be with you. So he cares about himself more than he cares about you. And that's why the relationship broke apart to begin with, or the bond was lost. That's why you don't want to be with this man, simply put, because of his ways. He's too set in his ways within himself. Meaning, that's why he does things like this, where he knows that you don't want anything to do with him, but he wants to force his way into your life. This fallen lover energy wants to force his identity into your reality. Like, I see this man wanting to literally morph himself into, like, your body. Okay? Like, I'm seeing a prophetic vision of that. Like, my throat feels very irritated. This man has a lot to say. I'm seeing that this man, in his reality, he's been trying to center himself because he wants to come forward and communicate. But of course he has to censor himself before he does so, because there's a lot that he feels and there's a lot that he wants to say. So with the Knight of Swords, I see this man drastically making plans to what? To abduct you. Like, I'm seeing a prophetic vision of quick movement, as if it's like I see men with masks on, like covering their faces, being sent to you. It's like this man wants to abduct you so quickly you won't know what hit you with the Knight of Swords. Like quick action in your life, so drastic, so fast. It just happens and you lose yourself in it. Like he wants to take you. He wants to take you somewhere. He wants you in an isolated, designated location or deserted location. So this fallen lover, the reason he wants to take you away is because every other agenda or plan or strategy he's formed with the hopes that it will win your heart, everything failed. Everything he has planned, it just kept backfiring. You kept rejecting him. You kept not wanting him. You kept standing your ground, leading him into a spiral. And he's spiraling, hence his last resort is to take you. I hear this man saying, what do you think this is? Like, what do you think this is? It's like he feels you played with his heart. He thinks that, you did him wrong here. In the energy of this man, what Ling is the doom of vengeance. Like he's thirsty for revenge. Yeah, this man is after you. We have the identity card reversed. Like I see this man plotting to, abduct you. As he does so, he ponders on all the information he's acquired about you, all that he knows about you. He sits with that information. The breed, the archetype of woman that you are, is none like he has ever experienced. Meaning the journey of life he's walked, he's never attracted an archetype or breed of a woman like you. So he does not know how to handle you. He does not know how to deal with you. And this is a man that likes to deal with situations and have it under his control. He likes to handle things. So with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, he feels as though he has to handle you or handle things in this way where like I feel like somebody here wants to abduct you. Like, and not just wants to, they will. Like, I feel like you're gonna get taken here. Because this man is at his wit's end. He feels like you're not complying, like you're being disobedient, or you're not being submissive to him. He's sick of watching you live your life without his control over your life. He's tired of watching you do you without his presence. So you are in danger here. or this is what this man, wants you to believe. So I don't see any harm, right? The only swords energy is the Knight of Swords. And this is action being taken behind the scenes. It's not action towards you. This man wants to take you for a motive or there's a reason here. So the vengeance and him feeling like you did him wrong, taking you is like a get back, right? Like you it's your fault. Like it's like you did this. The energy speaks of a very ruthless man, one which has studied your life in a particular way where he sees and understands exactly what he has to do in order to form weapons against you. He knows how to act, what role to play, what to say. He has orchestrated himself to fit the criteria of owning your heart. Like he wants to be the man of your dreams. He wants to completely enable you to abandon your life. Therefore, like he wants you to leave everyone and everything alone, go AWOL on the whole entire world that you've created for yourself, or the path you've walked, or your identity, your story just poof wiped clean, and all of a sudden you're this new person whom he wants you to be. Basically, him taking you away is his form of saying, like, I want you to surrender yourself to me, like choose me and leave your whole entire world alone. This man has been watching your movements, hearing your conversations, like phone tap energy. This man has been doing all of this. He's been conducting and orchestrating and crafting this vengeance plot, or this scheme, this vendetta he has against you. Like, because he feels like you know him already. So he's not basically kidnapping you. He's just wanting to take you away. And it's not going to be that bad because it's not like he's a stranger. He feels like he's not a stranger. You both have a connection somehow. And so you just need to just listen to him for a little bit. And then he'll bring you back to your reality. And then things will move forward in a particular way. Let's tap in further to this message. This is you're in danger here. It's like the breed, the archetype of a man like this. Like things can escalate. And you know that about him already, right? This man has eyes on you to the extent that whatever you consume on a daily basis, whether it be food, whether it be some form of entertainment, or places you go to, like however way you spend your daily basis reality, you are watched. Like he observes, like he has the financial stability to be able to do things like that. This is a wealthy man energy. So I'm seeing the prophetic vision of these men again. It's like they they all are instructed and told how to act, what to say, what to do, and where to take you. Like this man has perfectly orchestrated this to the extent that he feels it's a perfected plot. Like this scheme, this vendetta, he feels like it's absolutely perfect. Like it's perfect. And he's ready to make his move. Like he's ready to act upon it. This man is not in the right state of being. I think you already know that. It's like, yeah, this man has a lot of pride. We have the sun. Like he has a lot of ego. He feels like, hence he feels like you owe him your heart, or he feels entitled to your identity, right? With the sun here. Like a lot of rage, fury coming out of this man. Like I see someone whose temper is so bad that it actually messes with him psychologically and emotionally. Like this man's temper is dangerous. Hence I said things can escalate, because he does this thinking, oh, it's going to go a particular way. And then what if something that you say triggers this temper and he can't control himself? Like this is that sort of man. He loses control with a specific emotion. Like if he's angry, he's really angry. If he's happy, he's really happy. I just, this man believes he's doing this out of love. That's the problem here. He feels like this is not something that should be looked at as like a kidnapping or anything wrong. This plot, this scheme, this agenda, this motive he has. He feels like it's not like, because you know him and but this man lives a very obsessive life. Like obsessive to the extent that he loses himself in that obsession. Like it just controls him. Like I said, this man, when he's a particular way or in a particular state of being, it overly consumes him. Like, and this man has been like this since he was young. That's the thing. This temper problem has always been a problem. It's so bad. Like this man really, like, he blacks out. He can black out, beat you black and blue, and black out, and then next day he forgets, or the extent that he did something, it no longer, like, it can really escalate. Things with this man can really escalate. And the fact that he's willing to put your life in danger like this shows that he's not in the right state of being, knowing all that he knows already about himself. Someone ain't right. They keep making it your problem that they don't want to let you go. Like this is the type of man that's been haunting you, tormenting you, stressing you out, purposely doing things, acting in ways, and saying certain things in your reality. This man has been going above and beyond. Like it has to stop. This man, something's wrong. Because I'm seeing what he's trying to do. Like I see where this is going. And wherever this man, however way he's convinced himself that you belong to him, it's a very serious conclusion that he's drawn. Like this man, to him, it's a done deal. You're his. He's just using his rage and fury and anger towards you in this situation as an excuse to get into your energy again. Like this is all just an excuse to get into your energy. This man is taking you, kidnapping you, and it's an excuse to get into your energy. This man wants attention. We have the Six of Wands reversed. He feels like you don't care enough about him or for him. You're not, like, he wants you to care. He wants you to give him attention. He wants every inch of you to belong to him. Like, this man is obsessive. This man ain't right. He feels like you are being disobedient by continuously living your life knowing he's in the picture, in the background, wanting you, craving your identity. Like, it's wrong for you to do what you want to do, knowing that I want you in my life and I want to do everything with you. Accept me or surrender to me or submit or whatever. Like, this man is in that state of being. We have double Taurus energy. Triple Taurus energy, actually. We have double Capricorn energy. We have double Virgo energy, we have double Leo energy, and we have double Scorpio energy. It's like this man wants to give you an ultimatum. If you reject him, he wants to give you an ultimatum. Like, if you reject him further, once all of this is said and done, he wants to give you an ultimatum, like a proposal here on some, like, it's either you accept me or I will make sure that you go broke. Don't forget, he has financial connections, financial stability. He can utilize his money to gain any access to anything he wants. So he's like, okay, if you don't want to give me what I want, I'm going to make sure your life is a living hell. I'm going to make you broke, hungry, thirsty. I'm going to take away everything that is valuable to you. I'm going to make you be in poverty, and I'm going to watch you suffer for the rest of your life until you choose me. Like, this man is saying, if you don't choose me, I'll enable your whole life to fall apart. And you want to tell me that this man doesn't see that it's not okay that he's doing this? He wants to justify his cause with his own things that he's allowing to cloud his judgment about the truth of the situation. It's like, Divine Feminine, this man doesn't want you to give your love to anyone else. He wants you to only have love for him or eyes for him, right? He wants to be your only one. He wants to be the beholder of your heart. He wants you to be comfortable in his presence. He wants you to feel safe in his arms. But how, though? How unrealistic is that? How? We have the Nine of Wands reversed to the Page of Swords reversed here. Like, this man doesn't want to reflect on his actions right now as completely irrational and out of touch with reality. Like, he's in a deep psychosis of an obsession. His mind is out of it. His heart is out of it. He's deeply obsessed. It's a psychosis. He's not in touch with reality. He's not in tune. He's out of sync with himself, with the universe, with the world, right? Like, this man, I'm being led back to the life he's lived. Like, it has shaped him like that. This man's money was able to do things for him that the gods back then experienced. You know, the gods that were of royalty. Like, look at how people treat the Queen of England, right? Where her life is so it's lived in royalty or your highness energy. Like, yeah, this man has been he's lived a life of luxury and eloquency and glamour, right? And that crafts you in a particular way because those things are your daily basis. Like, that reality is you every day, so much so that it becomes you. It becomes your identity. So this is now a rich man or wealthy man who thinks everything should go how he wants it to go because of the life he's lived for so long. He's gotten everything he's ever wanted. Everything always goes his way. There's always a perfect alignment of things in his command. His declarations are the ones that are law everyone abides by, and he is God in his world, his reality, his life. But the problem comes in when he wants to be your God. In your reality, in your life, in your world, he wants to be your God. And he gets emotional, gets aggressive at the same time. And that combustion and fusion of emotions creates a state of being of further psychosis. Like he keeps deepening this obsession within himself because he does not want to let you go. Like this man is fixated here. It's like he's stuck on you or something. And it's not in a cute way. No, it's not in a, oh, he really, no, this is like psychotic. It's like this man, he can be that for himself in his life, in his world, in his reality. You're not doing anything. You're not in the way of that. You're not standing in the way of his life. Why does he want to stand in the way of yours? Just because he perceives things to be a certain way. But like I said, you can perceive things in a certain way in your reality. Like people don't have to watch a certain message if it doesn't resonate. Just because I posted on the internet, everyone must resonate, everyone. No, people are going to be like, nah, that's bogus, that's this, that. Only those that resonate will get it. And that's just how life is. This man is out of touch, deep into a psychosis where his mind is out of it, his heart is out of it because of the life he's lived. He's very accustomed to a certain vibration and frequency of living that it has tempered with him psychologically, mentally. It has tempered with his heart and his emotions, his thoughts. It's just turned him into some form of beast. He forgets that, like, that's your life, that's your reality, that's your world, and you have yours, beloved. Like, you literally have your life, your reality, your world. Like, you've lived it your whole life as he's lived his life, his whole life. Like, how is he then expecting you to just abandon yourself for him? You see what I'm saying? Who does he think he is? That's the problem here. He can't be that in his world, his reality, his life. He should not try to force himself on another person. Just because I'm a prophet and I see, it doesn't mean I can force God to be like, oh, this must go this way. No. He shows me so that I'm aware, but that doesn't change what's going to happen. If I see an Armageddon, if I see another pandemic, if I see whatever, a crisis, I can't prevent that. It's a foreseen, fated event on earth that I am just aware of. So I have a leg up to help those around me and myself. And I've earned that, right? Because I have lived this life. And imagine a man coming into my reality saying, I have money, I have status, I have clout, I have the best gig, I have everything. In his eyes, that's everything. To me, it's not, because that's not in my DNA. That's not in my spiritual DNA. I'm not pleased by money. That is not what I feed from. So that would be that man wanting me to be something that I'm not, wanting me to pretend my whole life to be something that I am not, until it crushes me. But because it's what he wants, I should abandon myself like that and allow myself to be crushed at the hands of a narcissist. Simply put here, you're dealing with a beast, a ruthless man who only cares about himself. He only cares about what he wants. Telling those in your reality about the fact that if anything ever happens to you, it's this man. That's what you need to do. And anything that happens after that, you'll be okay. Because people will know that if anything happens to you, it's that man's fault. If you go missing, they'll know where to look. They'll know what to ask. And they'll know what moves to make. An analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. Take a content creator on the internet. She's beautiful. She lives maybe a luxurious, eloquent, elegant reality, and she's very boss-like. She has the man, or she has the relationship. She has the person. She has her thing going on. She's doing her. And someone on the internet that watches her begins to be obsessed and says, I want you to leave your whole entire life and come be with me because I want you. And let's say that person doesn't want that person that's obsessed. That woman doesn't want this obsessive person. She doesn't. And let's say that obsessive person saying, I've watched you for so long to the point where I've developed feelings. I've developed certain thought processes with regards to you. I see you in a particular way, but that's life though. People fall in love with different things. Just because you love someone, it doesn't mean you should have possession over them. I love watching particular people. It doesn't give me the right to obsess over their life and be like, I want you to belong to me and we must be friends by force because watching you is so therapeutic. No, I should just appreciate the value that person adds in my life and allow them to flourish in their identity and allow others to also experience them because I see the blessing in them as well. So others do too because they're important in the world. They matter. Coming back to the generalization of this message, you're dealing with a man that doesn't think like that. He's all about what he wants. He only cares about that. And as a divine feminine who only showed love to this man or had love for this man, this is a disgusting outcome. Like, this will completely ruin any respect you have for this man. This is disgusting behavior here. At this time, it's not good to be alone. It's not good to be alone as well. This man doesn't mind using his money in any sort of way. He'll bribe whoever. Anyone can get paid off. To shut up, to say this, to go there, to act like this, it means nothing to this man. He'll do it. He'll do it. So I'm hearing there's power in numbers. So wherever you go, don't walk in the ignorance or oblivion of your environment. Know who's around you, know where you are, know the direction of where home is or where this is or where that is. Know your compass. Know. Because this man here, he has his own thing going on. He has his own plans, agendas, strategies, and motives. And he's going to exercise them. Because he doesn't care about anyone else but himself. To him, you're just like overreacting. You don't want him, like, get over it. Like, of course you want him. Like, this man here, this is absurd. It really is. But that's the thing, when you live a certain life for a specific amount of time, it just takes you because it becomes you. For instance, an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example, someone classified to be a specific person, or you a teacher, you a musician, you a therapist, you are a bartender, waitress, a receptionist, all these classifications of self in the world. But that's not who you are at your core. That's who you are in your profession and career. That doesn't mean that you go home and you still be in the mode of your job title or the description of life you've tapped into. Like I don't go back home as, I don't go back to my people as prophetic vessel or tarot reader. I go back as a wife, a mom, a sister, a daughter-in-law. And that's my identity. This is a branch or an extension of myself, but it's not my entire identity. It's not me. It's a part of me that I've created in the world and a seed I've planted in my reality, hoping to share it with the world. But because I'm sharing something in a particular way doesn't mean it'll be received the way I'm sharing it. Meaning I might be showing up in a loving way, but it doesn't stop someone from hating me out there, and that's just life. Am I going to now kill that person that hates me because they hate me? What does that have to do with me? It's their opinion. We don't have to know one another or care about anything. Like, it's so, like, what does that have to do with the next? It's life. We all have different opinions and feelings and thoughts. So I want to be loved by every single person in the world. For what? For my validation? No. So coming back to the generalization of this message, this man has a misconstrued perception of himself. He feels like you should love him. And when you say you don't, he thinks like, something's wrong with you. Nah, something's wrong with him. This life that he's lived has shaped him and has really made him lose his mind. And the problem is he's making it your problem that his life is the way that it is. It's like, I can't help it that I'm this person. I can't help it that I have money and I can do this with my money. You would too if you had what I had. You would be like this. You would do this. But that's the thing with this man. He keeps projecting his things onto you. So what? Like, that's not your life. Like, they can look at you and say, you would have, but you didn't, you won't. And it never will be like that. Like, he's just trying to justify himself using your identity. He's trying to make himself feel better. He's trying to say, oh, you would also stalk me if I left you and you didn't want to break up or separate or however way, right? You would also tap my phone and want to see the messages. Like, this man, they're just telling themselves whatever. Like, this man is deeply in an illusion here, an obsessive psychosis disorder. He's lived this way for too long with regards to you. This man has been watching for a long time. He's just at his wit's end, like I said. Like, he can't take it anymore. He wants to act upon how he feels and what he thinks towards you. But he's been watching you. It just has gotten worse over time. Like, this man already is out of his mind. This man has a obsessive disorder here. He's deeply into a psychosis. This illusion here is something serious, and it controls his life. Like, imagine someone watching you every single day, even when you're doing things that you should do in your own private space. Like, now I can't use the toilet in peace. Like, you need to watch me use the toilet. That's behaviors like that people don't take accountability. That it's weird, that's wrong, it's strange, it's peculiar, it's odd. And it needs to be looked at in a different way. It's not a romanticized ideology that, oh, I have a stalker, an obsessor. It's a life-threatening thing, because that person will now begin to want to take you and things like this, right? Wanting your life at the palm of their hands when you really don't want that for yourself. And you mean it with everything in you, and they still will go against you. What is that? Is that romantic and romanticized? Oh, I'm this, I'm that. That means they really, no, it's a life-threatening thing. It's not nice when you're in it. This man, his life has caught up to him, and you are his karma. He's right. You are his karma for real though. And he knows. It's common justice that a woman like you steps into his reality and puts him in his place. Because no woman ever can. No man. This man will eat you alive if you ever come at him like that. As a man or as a woman, this man will stomp on you like a twig. So no one has been able to get through to this man. He's been his own person for so long, meaning we all need people around us to set us straight. No one's going to say, oh, you're overly doing this. It's going to be unhealthy for your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart. You know, what happens when you don't take advice from the ones that are connected to you because they're trying to help you? You do your own thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything because you're doing everything. Meaning, this man, even if someone he loves would tell him out of the goodness of their heart that something they're doing is unhealthy and they should stop before it gets out of hand, they won't take that. They'll listen, or they'll be attentive, they'll even smile and nod and all those things, but then they'll go in their reality and do their own thing. And that's how things turn out for this man, and always have been, you know, chaotic. Like things always crash and burn with a man like this. Like it crashes and it burns. It will end in tears all the time with a man like this. Because he doesn't listen. This man doesn't listen. He can't. And when, like, I'm glad, if we look at it, we are still, you know, that inner child in us. Like, we still are children within us. We just grown in our responsibilities, in our way of living, but within our spirit, we still those inner children. We still love to do those little things, or those things that mean a lot to us, is just big things to us, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still are who we are. And as a child, if you weren't reprimanded correctly, don't you see the cycle of then your life turning out wrongly for you? Like, your life completely erupts and utterly just not, it's destroyed because of certain decisions and choices you made, and because you were unruly. You did not want to listen, you were disobedient. And the problem is, there's so much misguided energy out here that you don't know who to trust, who to believe. But it's a rightful balance of life to have the right people around us who mean us well, to help us live this life. If I didn't have my husband, y'all wouldn't have prophetic vessel or the messages. He's the real star of the show. And it's like that with everything. That one musician that you love, the only reason he can keep going and produce that music, or she, is because of the people that are behind her, the team, the family. There's links. And this man, he doesn't want to accept that your link with him is not meant to collide. Like, you have played the role you played in each other's lives. And that's it. You've had it. You've experienced it. You've learned from it. He does not want to learn because he doesn't want to listen to the listen. He doesn't want to take heed of the fact that he can't have you. And it's because he never listens to anyone but himself. This man is all about himself here. Women do everything for this man. Like, women in their world, in their reality, in their life, they're these powerful women. But for this man, they be doing the most outrageous things. They degrade themselves. They'll do the most inhumane activities just to please this man. Men fear this man. And men that have their own status quo, reputation, and image, they still fear this man. You're dealing with a beast. Like, this man is some form of a beast in his DNA, in his genetics. Like, this is ancestry, lineage, bloodline related. You see, related, that energy of relationships, it's like that link. It links you and a specific person. A conversation can act as a link between you and a specific person. It can connect you. Now you say something that triggers something in that person, and they begin to form certain thoughts and emotions towards you because of what you said. It creates that link. The thoughts, the emotions are the link. This man is linked to you in his mind, in his heart. He needs to disconnect, and he just is holding on way too tightly. It's like he wants to force you to be with him. How are you going to force someone to be with you and want to obstruct their life, their whole entire identity? Like I said, this man is a beast. It's like your whole entire identity, divine feminine, your whole entire life must stop because this man wants you. And he thinks you must look at that as a powerful thing. Like, I'm this powerful person, you know what I'm saying? And I can make that happen. No, like, you are scaring me. Like, this man, this is some scary thing that he's doing here. Because what else can he do to you? If he can do this and obstruct your whole entire life, this man will eat you alive, piece by piece, until you lose yourself. Never being able to look in the mirror again because you can't even recognize who you are. He's consumed you. He's your God. This level of God complex, this level of narcissism within this man is a bestiary lineage. This man comes from a long bloodline of beasts. Men that are extremely gruesome and grotesque. Men that are crazy but have high IQ. It's like insanity with genius is a fusion of beast. On some Kanye West shit. And Nicki Minaj. But this is not about that. So a high IQ linked to a level of genius, right? Is linked to a level of genius. But that can, having a high IQ in life is not, it's like it's something you as a person has to deal with. Like, you have to live with it. Like this high IQ. Like how I have to live with being a prophet. The fact that when I go outside, I can smell that person's armpits from across the road because my senses are that in tune, in sync with the universe. I can hear that person's thoughts. I can understand that person's entire spiritual body, the entire spiritual body. Like I get them. I can go in and out of them just by looking at them. That's not something, it can drive anyone crazy to be gifted in this way, spiritually. Hence, I salute my high priestesses and high priests in the tarot community, because to be us is really one of the greatest challenges, one of the greatest walks of life. It's people like us that challenge their genius, challenge their minds, that unlock the craziest discoveries. If Albert Einstein wasn't Albert Einstein, we wouldn't have certain things. The one that, if also the ones that created things like electricity, if that person didn't have that thought, it wouldn't have activated the reality we all live. If Nicki wasn't Nicki, how many young girls would have so much lack of confidence within themselves because they wouldn't have that album that they listen to on repeat to keep them together within their self-esteem. Things that we don't talk about. Roles people play in our lives. People we don't even have to know, but because we connected, we linked in the universe, we connect. I mean, Kanye is still Kanye, despite everything else. And he has played his role too. We just misunderstand him. It's easy to be misunderstood as a genius. It's easy, Nicki. It's easy, Kanye. It's easy. So, divine feminine, you also have a high IQ. This man has a high IQ, but it does not mean you're meant to be each other's forever just because you have a frequency alignment with them. Like, it's really normal to connect with someone that you don't know. Like, you can connect with a musician, an artist, a chef. You can connect with an influencer. You just love their life, their style, their way of being. Doesn't mean now you must come into their life and own them and want to possess their whole entire identity and have it in your name, and they must abide by your rules. What is that? This man, what is wrong with him? All he has to do is walk away from you, but he doesn't want to. All he has to do is just face himself, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to face himself. Walking away from you will require him having to face himself, and that's a battle, because he knows that he's been just out of pocket his whole life. Like, he's been reckless with life. Like, this man lived a reckless life. Like, he's wrecked homes before, he's wrecked hearts, he's wrecked cars, he's wrecked bodies, he's wrecked businesses, he's wrecked families. This man is a beast. One who's been carefully orchestrating and crafting a kidnapping. Like, this man, this is a upcoming situation here. This is something he wants to do, and he feels like he has to, because it's like he feels like if he doesn't do this, then he has to leave you alone. Yes. It's like you are this man's karma to show him that just because he is who he is, it doesn't mean every woman will fall in his arms. Like, you can be who you are and just be simply admired. Why the vanity? Why the narcissism? It's like someone walking into your life and wanting you to surrender yourself to them as soon as you lay eyes on them, because other women do that. So now you believe every woman is like that? They believe that? That's insane. Not everyone is like that. That's just the life you've lived. But God will send that one situation to you, that one circumstance, that one person. God will send it to show you that that's just your world. It's not the world. Accept the lesson and move on. We've all crafted our lives, identities. We've all chosen our paths. And when we meet the decision and choice face to face, not everyone has made good ones. People have made bad decisions and choices. This man has made a lot of them. He has a lot of enemies. He has a lot of things he should be focused on, and not tormenting a sacred woman who doesn't want him. I'm being called to end this message here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time, and I thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon. If you'd rather join my Patreon instead, you can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.